Hello YouTube, welcome back to my 8th tutorial on Python 3.7. Today we'll be talking about else, if, elif, and if-else statements. So let's get started with the video. So to start this, let's just make a variable called age and set that equal to 20. Okay. Now we're going to have a phrase which is if age is less than 16, colon, enter, print, quotes, you can not drive. Okay, and when we run our program, as you can see down here, nothing happens. It just says finished in 0.251 seconds. Okay, now let's change this 20 and make it to 12. Okay, now what happens? We get a thing that says you cannot drive. So why is that? This is because we have an if statement. Since we have initialized a variable called age to be equal to 12, when we go to line 3 over here, and then when we see if age is less than 16, print you cannot drive. So notice how 12 is indeed less than 16, so it follows the parameters and prints you cannot drive. When age was set equal to 20, then we are having nothing being written to the console, displayed to the console, because since 20 is not less than 16, this print statement will not be initialized because this initial statement was not true. Also, two other things that you guys should have realized in this statement was then after if age is less than 16, I have colon. This is because every time you have an if statement, there's two major things you have to never forget. One is that you have to remember to put a colon at the end of your first line where you have your argument. And second, you must make sure to have press tab when you do your code for the what's going to happen portion of your code. So in this example, I have a tab in front of the word print, just like this. If I didn't have a tab and I just had it under like this, under my declaration, it would say this is an invalid locate. This is invalid because I do not have an indented block, and Python is expecting an indent block. So that's why to run the code, you must always make sure that after an if statement, all preceding statements must be indented. Like suppose I wanted to print stuff like you cannot drive a car, and then I'm just going to copy this. You cannot drive. You are too young. Just like that, I'm doing both these. If I click enter, once again, it's not going to work because I do not only have one indent. I have too many indents. This is the problem now. It's not that I don't have enough indents, it's because I have too many. If I were just to go back one and have it as one even indent, and we ran our code, it would work. We can't see it because this is false, but now when I change to 12, it now says you cannot drive and you are too young. Okay, so let's change this back to 20. Yeah. So that, guys, is basically how you run a if statement in Python. Now, suppose we don't like that since age is 20, and we don't like that it's not printing anything to the console when this is false, we can say this, else, and then colon, and then same thing as the if statement, you have to make sure to tab your line and say print you can drive. Okay, so now let's run this code, and now when we go down here, it says you can drive, because since all this else statement means is if this initial statement and this if statement over here is false, then it's going to go straight into this else statement and it's going to print whatever's in this else statement. And since 20 was indeed less than 16, it is going to print this else statement, whatever's under the else statement. And similarly, if we changed age back to 12, it would go back to typing you cannot drive. Okay? So let's do another example. How about we have an example where we have name equals Bob. So we have a variable name which is equal to the string Bob. Okay? Now, suppose we say if name, N-A-M-E, is Bob. No, how about if name is, and then quotes, John, then colon, print, good. And when we run this, we're just going to get nothing. So, as you guys should probably understand by now, all this means is if the name, the value of variable name, which is initialized over here, is John, then we're going to print the word good. But since it's not John, and we didn't say we don't have an else statement or anything else, then it's not going to print anything. Now suppose we go over here and we want to create a new statement called the else if statement, and it's going to be else if name is how about Howard, quotes Howard, W-A-R-D, and then colon, print hi, for my quotes, hi Howard. So now let's run this. And now when running this, it says there's a statement. So here's, it's just because I have a space for my else if. It should be elif. I ran it wrong. So once again, when we're running our statement with the elif, we're getting a finished, and we're not getting anything displayed to the console. This is once again because we do not have any condition where if Bob is written or if an else statement's there. There's no statement like that, so we're not getting anything because we do not have Howard, as the variable name is not either Howard or John. So as you guys should know, as you guys should see from here, an elif statement is basically just another if statement, except if it precedes another if statement, test one single thing, then it's an elif statement. If that explanation didn't make much sense, I'll show you what I mean. So I'm just going to copy this code a little bit and just format it and make sure it's all in the proper syntax. So instead of Howard this time, how we have Lucy, then hi Lucy, and then if name is, how about crab, then print crab. And then how about for our last one, if elif name is Bob, print, you know what, no, let's just not do this one yet. So suppose we run this and it still has nothing displayed to our console because once again, name is neither Lucy, Crab, Howard, or John. But if we make another elif statement and we change this to Bob, elif name is Bob, and write hi Bob, and we run this, it's going to work because now that name is indeed equal to Bob, and name is indeed equal to this string Bob, we will now be able to print out hi Bob. Similarly, if we never got to Bob, we could also write else, E-L-S-E, print hi Bob. So if we just never decided to elif Bob, we could just always write else print Bob, and this would also, just like you guys see over here, print hi Bob. Okay? So hopefully you guys learned something about if, elif, and if else statements today. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and comment down below, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.